I get it. You want quality. You also want all the features you have in your house, and you want to be able to go off-grid, off-road. Let's check out the Pause 20.3. It may be exactly what you're looking for. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV, and this is the Pause 20.3. It is a super cool trailer. Now, you don't hear me say that very often, but this is my favorite Pause on the market. The 20.3 just has everything that you need in it, and this particular model has the upgraded solar. So you're going to see every feature possible on this trailer. It's 25 foot 2 inches long, 7,900 pounds, and it's so capable. It has every feature. So you're gonna see the best of the 20.3. All right, now I love the full body wrap on it. I love the look. I love the capabilities. Let's head inside and start there. So the 20.3 is my favorite, partly because of all the power that it has. That really is the star of the show, right? But the inside aesthetics, not only is it a really nice feeling camper on the inside, I mean, look at all these windows behind me, but it's so versatile. That's what I love about this trailer. It is so versatile. Not only do you have the Murphy bed behind us, but then you've got this side piece, which, you know, it's usually a sofa or a dinette option, but here you can have a sleeping area, you can have nothing, or you can have a nice bar space. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna start right behind me just because, yeah, I don't know. It's where you start. Let's start at the front and work back. So, nice sofa. You know, a lot of the Murphy beds here, yeah, they're Murphy beds, and you get some weird tufted cushions here. It makes it difficult to fold it out. It limits the storage. Look at the storage around me. You've got the shirt cabinets on both sides. Let's take a quick look at that and open this up. It's at a little bit of an angle, which that's a little weird. I don't see it very often, but it gives it a nice look, and it gives you an easy entrance right here. You've got a hanging bar. It's pretty narrow. It's not huge, but that allows for this big window with the nice window at the top. If you're camping off the grid, airflow is everything. So you can open both of these windows, get all that air coming in. You've got the screen and the blackout shade, and that is part of what makes this feel so nice. So it does make for a little narrow cabinets on the side, but no problem there. I don't mind a bit. You've also got a little bit of a space behind it. So that's gonna be a great spot to put those few things when you're ready to go to sleep. All right, so starting down here, this looks like a cabinet, but it's not. It simply is a decorative handle on the outside because the access to the gear in here is from the outside. Down here underneath, you do have these nice latches, and this pulls out to be a nice open drawer. Let's talk about the construction here because these are all aluminum cabinetry. It is powder coated. It actually is a green color, but it looks pretty gray. So even if green's not your favorite color, it's not offensive. It's a very dark gray green color, matches the outside, makes a beautiful tone, warms it up. So you've got this in here. Now they don't have these fancy latches on it. You've just got this nice drop in. It's very easy to see if this is closed or not. This drops right in the space there. So you've got that on all of these cabinets. Very easy to operate. Of course, in the center, this is going to be your breakers and fuses right here on the front. So easy access. And let's look on the other side, lift this up, and you've got another drawer on this side. Lots of good storage there. They're about 10 inches deep and maybe 2 feet long. So great storage. You've got some open space on the end there and an access panel underneath. Again, it's got a handle on it for decor purposes, but it really isn't storage on that side. 110 plugs on both sides at the bed, a nice shelf over here. That is going to give you a place to lay your phone, charge things when you're sitting here on the sofa relaxing. It all works, right? So one of the questions is, I don't know about this Murphy sofa. Is it something that I want to make my bed every day? Well, let's look at how easy that is. Having the nice sofa to sit in during the day is great. When you're ready to sleep, just flip it over. You've got legs that fold down here. Let me get that. And of course, they're still wrapped up a little bit. There's a little button to push to loosen them. And then this goes right down to the ground. That supports it. And you pull the mattress over. You can keep all your covers on this. So no reason they're all folded up there. But there's no reason to undo your covers during the day. So when you're folding this back up, just push this forward. I like to kind of give it a good push, bump it up a little bit, like that, get it out of the way, flip this back. Now when I'm pulling this up, you'll want to undo this leg, flip it in. I like to do that a little bit before I get up. Fold these in. This one has to fold in as well, and then it flips right back over, and then I kind of push that back down into the space here. There you go. So you're back to the sofa position. It's pretty easy to do. All your bedding stays put, and then you have a nice sofa for the day. It doesn't block any of your windows or any of your storage. That's a real plus. The kitchen has everything you need. I mean, counter space, a nice residential style stove. It's got 2 burners on the end that are round. It's got an oval one in the middle. I love the iron grid that comes off, very easy to clean. It's got tons of storage as well. You've got the cover here on the sink. Let's pull that off. A little different. It's a small thing, guys, but you've got the countertop drop-in, so of course it feels just like the countertop. But you've got a hole on both sides, so it's real easy to grab, put in there, and you've got the larger round sink that I just love. It's 10 inches deep and gives you plenty of circumference, especially if you're using big jugs for water or you have a large pot you need to clean. And the high arch faucet is always a plus with an easy removable sprayer, single handle operation, and the black hardware in here really sets it off. Between the black and the gold, the very dark green, love that. And a really nice backsplash. So it gives it that nice residential feel. Drop that right back into place because, guys, if you're not using the sink, of course you're going to have this here. Makes the entire thing feel like a nice open countertop. Let's look at storage up here. Now this is of course full of all the things that come with it. So you've got your packets with all of your information in it. A little extra plastic from things we unwrapped. Sorry you had to see that, but that's how it works. And you've got 2 shelves in here, a shorter one and a taller one. I always gauge by cereal boxes, so there's plenty of room on the top for that cereal box because that's an easy go-to when you're camping. They've also got the TPMS in here, so let's bring that out. It comes with the trailer, just one of the perks. Is part of it. You don't have to worry about adding it yourself afterwards so that you can check those tires, because if you're on anything other than a highway, that becomes super important. If you're on the highway, it's just great information to have to keep you safe. Now underneath, you've got the latch here holding everything closed, but you've got a drawer. It's not super long here, only about, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches and about 4 inches deep, but you want to use every possible space. Underneath, 2 more great spaces here. Now the gear up here, this is all of the hoses that come with your vacuum. This has a built-in vacuum right next to it. You've got the foot pedal just kick it and it is going to suck in whatever you sweep near it. And then you can also open the flap right here and, oops, attach any of the hoses or anything extra that you'd like to do there. So a nice vacuum system to keep this clean. If you're on dirt or a gravel road, then it's really nice to have this hose to keep everything cleaned up inside. So let me slide this right in here because you've got nice deep storage underneath. Now they're not super tall. The bottom one is probably about 12 inches tall. The top one, only 4 or 5 inches. But this fits in here, and there might be better places to store it, but that's where it is in this trailer for now. All right, a little more storage next to this, right on top of our vacuum. So you look at this, and you're gonna see 2 nice deep shelves. Again, all aluminum, easy to clean. I love that. There is not a single bit of wood in this trailer, so that's a plus. So right here you've got this top shelf and bottom shelf about equal distance apart, and you know, plenty of extra storage in there for what you need to take with you. Up above, the Furrion microwave. You know, they didn't skimp on this microwave. It is going to be a full size right here, and it's a convection microwave as well. So if you want to broil that steak or make those biscuits and gravy, not a problem. You've got everything you need. A little bit of what looks like storage at the top, but I want to point out they tell you this is an access panel up here. So again, they put a decorative handle on it, but that is easy access to the wiring and the gear up top. It's really nice that there's access to any of the things that you might need to check or maintain, because that is a real problem in some of these trailers. They're not built to access everything or to find out maybe if you've got power coming through there or how much power, or again, any repairs or maintenance you need to do. So having access panels throughout this trailer is a real plus when you're the owner. You've got a nice storage panel here. Let's take a look at this huge pantry. So like everything else in this trailer, there's a nice little latch here to keep it closed. Nothing fancy, but works great on these metal cabinets. Give this a tug and it's gonna slide out. All metal. Just fill this with all of your food. It's gonna be super sturdy. You're not gonna have to worry about weight, and it's gonna slide right back in. The trailer only weighs 7,900 pounds dry. That's nothing when you look at all the gear and all of the power that it has. So the reason they have the aluminum cabinets is not only for durability, but they're lightweight and they're strong. So it's a great feature in here. And having these nice latches is just security that it's not gonna open when you're going down the road. The refrigerator, of course, a 12 volt, really nicely done here. You've got huge freezer and a really nice refrigerator space. All those door shelves, a big crisper drawer. Of course, it is a 12 volt, runs very efficiently off the battery power on this trailer, and really nice black front on it. Nothing fancy, just a nice clean look like the rest of the trailer. So you'll want to use every inch, right, of storage. Got a little bit up here, that nice area to slide things in. You'll see up on the left too, you've got a 5G gateway. You know, if you're working off the grid, you need internet access, that's going to be huge. You've also got a little bit down below. So let's take a peek. Look at that drawer, about 3 or 4 inches deep and a lot of space in here for you. So yeah, this kitchen does a pretty good job of giving you storage space. More storage over here. Again, this is my favorite area because of how versatile it is. Let's start with the storage up top. Now they did make these cabinets white because the top ones are white, the lower ones are going to be that dark green. It gives it a nice open feeling at the top. You have 3 cabinets. They're a little stiff to open, but I don't mind that a bit. It's just a little harder for me because I'm only 5 foot tall. If you're a little taller, you're not going to have any problem at all. but you've got nice open space all the way across with no dividers. So fit all of the larger things in here. Some people also, if they've got a longer item, you can slide it in the end, pull it across. Great storage up top. And all three sides open. The gas prop is going to hold it completely open, so you're not going to be standing there holding it. Let's talk about the windows before we go down to the bar. Windows, every window in this is going to be an acrylic dual pane because you've got super insulation on these composite walls, the floor, and the ceiling. That's really helpful, but windows is where you're going to lose most of your heating or cooling. So dual pane acrylic windows are not only lightweight, but they're double paned. So you're going to get that insulation power. Let's open it up. The best thing about it is you don't have any view obstruction with these windows, so you can see all the way out. It's not a split with a screen on the side. Open this up. You can hear a little click, and that's how you can tell exactly how far you can open it. Stop right after the click, and it's going to hold it there for you. Now, when you want to bring it back in, just give it a push, release it, and there's going to be one in the middle, and then there'll be one that's right here at the beginning. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, looks like that's your first one. I can't find one close up. However, they do have a nice setup here where you can open it all the way or bring it in, and you have a slot on the handle. Now with other acrylic windows, there'll be a slot that's on the frame. And if you put it in the middle of that slot, then you're going to have a secured window with a little bit of space in it. This is just the opposite on this design. The slot is actually on the handle. So a lot of folks are going to think that means the window's closed, but actually it's the best way to secure it and still have a little bit of air. So you've got the privacy of a secured window, but it isn't completely sealed tight. So to seal it tight, you'll want to bring it all the way in and be sure both pieces of that handle are in front of the tab on the frame. Once you do that, you are going to be ready to go down the road. If you happen to do it where there's slot in there and a little bit of air, it can pull that window right off when you're heading down the road. So be sure you get it completely closed. Now you've got the screen that pulls down from the top, and you've got a nice blackout screen from the bottom, or of course, like you see so many times, you might want it half and half, and you've got a nice tab here that's going to hook them together. So a little bit of airflow, a little bit of privacy. Set that wherever it works for you, and when you need that cross breeze, you get great airflow coming through here. That's why these windows are one of the best for off-road adventures. Now right up top, you've also got the Truma air conditioner. That 13.5 is going to be not only efficient, but it's super at cooling this entire trailer. So you've got both options. And yes, with the upgraded solar that's on this trailer, you can run that AC at night, no problem. All right, back to this. We've got a bar set up here, which is really nice. It comes with 4 bar stools. Now these bar stools do fold up. If you don't want to use these, you can always bring your own, but these are nice and compact, easy to use. So you have a bar here for 4 people to eat at. You can open this window, pass fruit outside, or you can fold up these bar stools, fold down this bar, make it go against the wall, and you have a full open space. Maybe you're camping by yourself and you've got that big fold-out chair. It starts to rain outside. Just bring it on in. You've got space for almost anything you'd like to drag in, set here. It's really that versatile. But they don't stop there. It also folds down to make another sleeping area. It's 5'9" long and 2 feet wide. So not a huge space, but a really nice bed. They call it a bunk bed. Bunk beds you usually think of something up above, There's nothing up above, just one nice sleeping area for somebody who's maybe my size or a little taller. I don't know. It's great. If you're taking your buddy fishing or hunting, you've got a second space right here. So this can really be anything you want. If you really like the dinette setup, there is an option for a two-person dinette right here, table in between. Drop that down. You can create a sleeping area as well. So I don't know. This is my favorite setup only because it's the most versatile. And a dinette is not all that useful for me. Maybe if you work from your trailer, that might be the best setup for you, because having a two-person dinette, you've got a nice place for your computer. You're ready to go when it's time to go to work. If you're working in this area, you'll want to know that there's a 110 outlet right here on the end and another one down below by the door entrance on the side. So you've got one there, one on this end. And why just the 110? Why don't they outfit this place with all the USBs? Well, that's because you have a 3,000 watt inverter. Very simple to use. It will power up those plugs and do everything you need. So you don't need all those 12 volt outlets. Just clutter up the place. So right here, you've got a nice TV. Pretty sweet. They've got it on its side, strapped in so it doesn't block any doorways, but of course on a swing arm, so you can pull it out, point it wherever you'd like. Oh, you might even be able to swing it around so it's easily visible from outside. That's super sweet. Might even be able to use it right here, hook it up to your computer. Speaking of all of the electronics on this trailer, this has the Garmin, which has the control panel right up here. That's going to help you with operating everything on this camper. And it's also going to help you with navigation, all the things that Garmin's known for. So nice controls right up there. If you want to see all the details of how that Garmin works and all the things it can do, check out the Princess Craft Tech Tour channel. We're going to have a video specifically on operating that panel. So right up here you can control lights as well. You've got lights right here on the interior, and this first switch, just give it a pop and it's going to turn on the outside patio light. So both inside and outside lights right when you walk in the door. A lot of the other lights, the awnings and things, will be right up here in the Garmin panel. I also like to point out they put some hooks right here and this nice panel all the way across with two movable hooks. Right over here, you can place these wherever they work for you. You can move them down. Let me see if I can catch the next spot. Get them in the space that you need. So I love the features of that. The customizable piece of it is always helpful because you can make it what works for you. All right, we're going to go to the back and take a look at this bathroom. They run the bathroom all the way across the back of the trailer, and the proportions for what you need back there, I think, are spot on. Let's go. The pocket door in the bathroom is exactly what you would expect. Just unlatch it right up here. Great for traveling because you know it's secure, and it just slides right across. And yes, it's aluminum, just like everything else in here. Let's get that latched back into place here. All right, we've got it latched open, but there's not a lot of extra space in here, but I'm okay with that. You've got plenty of leg room, plenty of space, plenty of width. Your knees are not going to hit, even if you're a lot taller than I am. So nice feature there. The shower, one-piece molded shower, but it's a little different than what we see in so many other trailers. Stepping into the shower, you're not going to lose any height, and you know, it's pretty tall in here. So let's try this. Stepping in a few inches up from the floor, but plenty of elbow room, lots of space. I love that it's molded, and I love that there is a seat here. Or maybe it's just a shelf or a stool to put your foot on. Whatever works for you, it really doesn't cramp the space. A nice shelf along the back. You can line up your shampoo or whatever products you need in the shower. as well as in the top corners, you've got more triangular shelves built in. So well done here in this one-piece molded shower. Nothing to caulk, nothing to worry about leaking. On the shower head, you've got a nice panel with body jets, just the beautiful black hardware, and I love that. It feels very luxurious in here. Yeah, it is not the biggest shower in the world, but guys, even if you're a larger person than I am, you should have plenty of space in here. The other thing I really like about this is they put a real shower curtain in here. It looks good. Let me open it up for you just a bit. Yeah, it looks good. It's got 2 different layers to it, so that outside is not going to get all grungy. It's exactly what you would set up in your house, right? So no need to go figuring out how to make it look a little less campy. So airflow in the trailer is a big deal, but airflow in the bathroom, that's important too. You've got a power fan right above me, so that is going to pull air out of the bathroom, whether it's steamy or otherwise. And with the door open, it can create a breeze through the whole camper. So that's a nice feature. On top of that, you've also got a hikey skylight in the shower area. It not only creates a little more height, but it works the same as the windows that we talked about. It's a dual pane acrylic window that opens up completely, so you can get a lot of fresh air coming in, or you can use the screen or the blackout feature. So yeah, 2 great vents in the bathroom. Now, the counter space is awesome. There's plenty of counter space in here, a nice curve to the front of this countertop. So there really is space all around this nice top-mounted bowl sink. That's ceramic, nothing plastic in here. A nice, tall, black hardware single handle faucet. On the left, a 110 plug, the light switch, and a hook. They've put the Subway brick wallboard in here, so it isn't actually tile. It's lightweight, but it gives it a little bit of a design feature. More towel hooks up here behind me, which is great. And the only other thing that you need is a nice mirror, which you've got, and some storage. So the storage right over here, you've got a cabinet at the top, really tall, probably 15, 18 inches tall, and about 10 inches wide, and then an open cubby underneath for just dropping in the things that you want easy access to. Speaking of, I did mention a 110 plug over here on the left. You have a 110 plug on both sides. Maybe you like to keep a clock or a little lamp back here. You've got both sides as an option. Now down below, you've got a nice hook right here for toilet paper or a towel, whatever you want. The lower storage has 2 drawers right here, and of course you've got that same latch. But looking here, you've got about 3 inches deep and maybe 18 inches long. 2 drawers right here, that's a lot of space. And then you've got more underneath. Huge space under here for all of those things that you need to store. Now it does look, again, like there's storage underneath. This is an access panel, so 2 drawers, the large space under here, and the upper cabinet. Yeah, that's pretty good bathroom storage. Pretty impressed with that. All right, well, we've covered a lot of features on the inside. Let's talk about the outside next and all the power that this has for off the grid. So stepping out of the Pause 20.3, it's hard to figure out where to start. I love the full body wrap, really nice look on this composite wall. The construction underneath is all aluminum. You've got a hook bolt aluminum frame. You've got a heavy duty covering underneath for rough terrain. And the suspension is really where it shines, because you've got an air ride suspension here, and you can kneel the trailer for traveling or lower it down for camping, but you can also raise it up to clear those obstacles if you get off the road. So that sets this Pause apart from all the rest. You can raise and lower this suspension according to what you're doing and what you need. Amazing. You've got the heavy-duty Bilstein shocks, the heavy-duty tires. It is ready for your next adventure. All right, the outside gear, really nice to have. Of course, you've got recovery boards mounted right here on the side and the fold down table. So just drop this down. You've got an outside table right here underneath that big window right above the bar. So just pass that food out, set it right here, you're good to go. Right down here too, before we move forward, you've got a nice air chuck right here if you need to air up some of the tires, air up some of those floaties, maybe some more serious toys you're doing some off-roading with. And right back here, a plug-in and a cable TV or maybe a portable satellite. You know, you do have that nice TV on the inside. You just want all the luxuries? Yeah, you've got them with the Pause. Let's move forward because right here, this will be a nice storage bin. You've got a spray port here, plugs in for an outside water sprayer. And that's important because the next thing we'll look at is your kitchen. You do have a gas port right here if you wanted to use your own grill, but if not, you've got a nice grill built in. Let's pull this out, take a look. And then you've got an extra table that pulls out past that. You do have fold outs here. So look at all that. You've got storage right there for your silverware and beautiful griddle, all in one, and a Truma cooler. Nice space in here, ready to have this outside kitchen going. You've also got a really nice 14-foot awning. It's going to open up that space right behind you, provide great shade, has a wind sensor on it that you can set for either a light wind or to be more sensitive. And so that is going to be a great outdoor space for you, everything you need right here in the front. Let's keep going around because you've got a lot more that makes this trailer special. The front not only shows you the Huck bolt aluminum frame here, but a great storage compartment, space on top if you need to tie anything down, and inside the two 7.5 gallon propane tanks. So you've got a fair amount of propane here with your automatic switchover. Articulating hitch on the front. And what I really love about this setup is that you have an electric hitch, but you notice it doesn't come up, protrude, you don't have anything in the way, which allows you to have this nice cabinet here. And the hitch extends and retracts right from underneath. Just push the button right here, and it's gonna go up and down. Heavy duty chains, heavy duty coupler here, ready for that off-road travel. Now on this other side, you open this up and you've got a storage compartment. Now the jack takes up just one piece of it. Can you get that there? But really nice space here. You also, right up here, in case you lose power, you do have the manual override. So a nice shelf and then open space for more gear. You do have a holder for the 12-volt plug right here. Makes it nice. And it comes with the breakaway switch, coiled cord already on it. So let's step back. This is the other end of your kitchen. So let me take just a minute. I'm going to go put that kitchen in so you can see there is some storage on this end of it. Be right back. With the kitchen all the way in, you can see there's a little storage at the end of this. It doesn't pull out to this side. It stays stationary right where it is. And let me fold these down. You can see, yeah, there's the cooler. So you've got about a couple of feet of storage at the end here. And what you're looking at here is going to be the two 400-watt solar panels that you can actually connect for added solar. This is a great place to talk about the power packages that are included in the Pause trailers. The standard solar package is going to have 600 watts of solar on the roof. You're going to have a 3,000 watt inverter and two of the 270 amp hour lithium battle-borne batteries. So 540 amp hours of battery along with the 600 and 3,000 watt inverter. That's going to be the standard solar package. I know I said that twice, but it's a lot of numbers. Now, if you get the upgraded solar package, you get everything you get in the standard. You get the 600 watts on the roof, but an additional 800 in portable panels that you can put out. You also get double the battery power. So instead of 540 hours of lithium, you get 1,080 amp hours of lithium battle-borne batteries. Amazing. Of course, you still have the 3,000 watt inverter, and just as the standard system, you get two 50 amp charge controllers. Wow. That allows this trailer with the upgraded package to camp anywhere and not worry about running that air conditioner at night. You've got it covered. It's a great system. The upgraded system is really popular, and if you see the standard system at your dealer, know that it can always be upgraded. That dealer can do it for you, so be sure to ask. All right, so let's move forward just a little bit. I love the bars on the side here. What we're seeing here is going to be the outlet for your Truma system, because this uses the Truma water system along with the Truma heat system. So all very easily controlled. Now down here you've got an additional air port, and then low point drains underneath. They do a nice job, because if you're going off-road, maybe you want to drain some of those tanks. I don't think I mentioned it, but you have 72 gallons of fresh water in this trailer. 30 gray, 30 black, but that 72 gallons, maybe you don't want to travel on rough terrain or even on the highway with all of it. So low point drains are an easy way to drain that. You also have another access point right here for draining that fresh water tank. Really nice. All right, moving back, you have the built-in ladder on the side. It doesn't stick out any further than your fenders, so that's a real nice feature. The connection's right here for those two portable solar panels, and black and gray drains right underneath with the hookup right underneath this bar. So in this compartment, it's simply accessed not only to get to the drains, the wires, the connections, but you can easily see your water pump, the filter, the little clear cup on the right that you can clean out, because if you're working off lots of off-grid water systems, you know, you never know what kind of trash collects, so it's easy to get to, and you do have a built-in water filter up here at the top. So very nice access right here. It also gives you access to the bottom of that shower pan. So as I said, all these panels that you see inside and out, it's so that you can easily maintain your trailer and keep it in good working order. Water system connections are right here. You've got a nice coiled spray hose that's going to connect in. And right here, you've got your city water connection, and on the right, the black tank flush. Up above, of course, these three valves are all going to be part of what makes it dry camping, whether you're pulling off the tank, whether you're using a city water fill, whether you're winterizing. And the pictures above it are going to tell you how to set those, so nothing you have to remember. Right above it is where this coiled hose is going to hook in, and you have hot and cold knobs. Now you can adjust the temperature, have a nice warm shower out here, set up your own shower tent if you want. Really a great system, all compact. You also want to keep this door closed when you're camping, so there is access from underneath that comes right up into this hatch, so your hose can connect right in and keep that door closed and locked. Now for what I think is one of the best parts of this trailer, the storage on the back. Let's take a look. The back of the trailer is going to have two full-size spare tires. Now they swing out really easily. Just pull the clip here, slide them out, they're going to lock into place out of the way. On this side, you're going to have a table that folds down, maybe a great workspace. Really love that. Folds back up, gets out of the way. And the compartment here, magnets on the top. This is where the magic happens. You've got the 3,000 watt inverter. These are going to be the fuses that we use to disconnect the system so it's not running when it's out here on our lot. So really easy to reset. Of course, you know, you've got the servo, so you get good readability and connection. It's your interface to the system. The DC to DC battery charger, it's going to get those batteries charged quickly. Your two 50 amp MPPT controllers for your solar. So all of the gear accessible right here on the back. Now I'm going to bring this down and swing this over so we can take a look at the other section. The stairs can't come down because we've got a pole in the way here, but it is a little different than the stairs on the side because you notice the steps flatten out when you fold it up. That's because you've got 67 cubic feet of storage in here. You want to use every bit of it, so you don't want those steps taking up 6 inches right here on the front. So this is a nice system. The steps flatten out. You bring it up, it drops right back into place, and you have an extra lock here that you slide over so it can't come loose and bang up the door. But when you bring this down, it is incredible. You can see the batteries in the system. You've got the kind of a shelf feel on the left side, and then a full open space with some hangers. Great for carrying guns, hunting, fishing, any kind of gear that you need to store back here. Lots of extra space, works beautifully. One of the best things. Now let's look up top, because one of the things I haven't talked about is that you have great lighting on all sides of this trailer. You've got 2 spotlights on the top here. Then you've also got 2 spotlights on both sides and a big light bar in the front. In between the two, you'll see that there is a rear camera. But not only do you have a rear camera on this system, you have side cameras and a front camera. The 7-inch monitor to see what's on those cameras comes with the system. So whether you're driving down the road or whether you're inside and need a little bit of security, you've not only got lighting, but you've got cameras all the way around that you can view one at a time or all 4 at once. Great feature. We get so many questions about security, particularly when you've got a trailer of this caliber. It's a great feature. So coming back around, we've got another attachment point for whatever it is you need to take with you. And then, of course, your water heater from Truma. Very efficient, great Truma features on this. In fact, almost everything on this trailer is top-notch. Thank you so much for joining me because I love showing off the Pause trailers. I'm PJ with Princess Craft RV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.